Drunk on Broad, Beer Battered Sports, and the Fired Up Sports Show, which are available on all major podcasting hosting sites and social media. Also, check out Mark Ramos' Roundup on firedupsports.com, which breaks down the happenings going on with all your favorite local teams.
You're listening to Drunk on Broad, Philly Sports Unfiltered! From Broad Street down to the bank, we bleed red, green, black, blue, and gray. Racial classes, game day pride, Philly's hardware, drunk on the ride. EAG Elliott flying on at night, Sixers lights up, the sky's so bright. Flyers crash like thunder on the ice, Philly swinging, everything's nice. Union chanting, passion loud and raw, city of grit, we break every law. Down! Drunk on Broad, no we don't sleep. City of champions, running deep. For another round, let's make it loud. Feel it forever. We're Broad Street proud. Drunk on Broad, yeah we're home. Drunk on Broad.
Welcome in, Joe. It's a big week. There's not much to digest from that game other than a couple of things. A game in which we saw a lot of guys get rest. We can talk more about the coaching than the actual guys on the field, but a majority of the focus is going to be about this matchup with the 49ers. Joe, I don't know if you can see the shirt, but Joe, I had to go conference championship shirt from 2022 because that was the beatdown. That was the game that the 49ers decided to let Hassan Reddick, who was
Get blocked. Yeah.
murdering folks, get blocked by a backup tight end. Brock Purdy goes out. Josh Johnson goes in. Christian McCaffrey at some point was playing pseudo quarterback in that game at some point. It just felt right. Just felt right to put this one on today. But when you look back, Joe, at this past week, right, there's a lot of second guessing that happened earlier on in the week. It's kind of where I landed. I understood the decision, right? You can control what you can control, which is getting your guys healthy. You can't control hindsight, which is, it's always going to be so much clearer to make that decision. And you can't burden, the one making the decision by saying you shoulda, coulda, woulda. You didn't know what the outcome of that Bears-Lions game was going to be. It turns out that it's a game in your favor. I would argue that if the play calling and the approach was a little bit different, that maybe the outcome of that game is a little bit different. But short story long, Joe, and we'll talk about this after we talk about the game a little bit, but I don't hate the way that their path has landed.
I agree, and I guess I kind of see a little bit of both sides of the story. It's, they rested these guys. They rested these guys for a reason. I mean, you see the injury report today. I think it's all smoke anyway. I think everybody is going to play Sunday, with the exception of Makuba. You don't know what the percentage of them being
21
healthy.
out of 22.
Right, 21 out of 22. I mean, these guys are going to play. I don't think anybody's really 100% at this point in the season, but I guess my thing is with that Washington game was you yeah, it's your backups. It's getting late in the game and this and that, and my thing was it was the play calling too. It was like you're up 17-10. They kind of got a little laxed on both sides of the ball, and then they took
Yep.
out Tank Bigsby at the end of the third quarter, and it's like, they had to be looking at the score of the other game. They had to be, whether they said they were or weren't. Um, it didn't really add up. Didn't really make sense to me when you still
Yeah.
that was still within your reach. Like you still had control of that whole situation of where
Yep.
we're gonna go for it with the guys that we have, and go in and try to win this game. But it seemed
But
like
Joe, it's
they
almost like
they
they
pulled
waited,
back.
like it became too late. Like you had the opportunity to do that at the beginning. And to be honest, like if Tank Bigsby is what you think he is, which is a good to better than good running back that has been effective and was effective earlier on in the game,
Yep.
like you have a backup quarterback with a backup offensive line. Some of the guys that are playing offensive line were guys that were on the practice squad,
Right.
and your game plan is to
40
throw the
times.
ball 40 plus times.
Right.
That to me makes no sense. Anytime you put the backup quarterback in, you always, I mean, Joe, we are just like two guys that love football.
Right.
We are not, we don't have access to the all 22. We don't have access to the game planning stuff. But I know enough that if my backup quarterback's in, I got to rely on the running game.
Yep.
And it was working earlier. And I don't understand the need to like throw it around a yard when like there's a difference between when Tanner McKee played last year and he's playing with AJ Brown and he's playing with Devontae Smith and he's playing with Saquon Barkley and he's playing with Dallas Goddard. Well, on Sunday, he was playing with Darius Cooper and he's playing with Britton Covey and Kylan Granson and Tank Bigsby and like there's a huge difference, which is
Yep.
probably why he looked the way that he did. And that's the part, Joe, that's frustrating to me. Is like you had your chance to have your cake and eat it too. Get the guys rest and win the game and have the 2 seed. Um, again, hindsight is what it is. We can diagnose it until we're blue in the face, Joe, but it's still frustrating. It's still frustrating to see that and to see the way that it played out. And both of those games are happening simultaneously, and you don't have any control over it. But like, you know, I think if there's one advantage that comes out of this, Joe, is that you have guys that needed to get healthy that are going to have essentially two plus weeks of rest. Um, anybody on defense? Defense is where you saw more of the regulars. I won't say they're not. Some of them are starters, but more of the regulars. Right? You saw Jalix Hunt, who has the most amazing stat line for a season. The fact that he's going to lead the team in sacks and interceptions, which is wild to think. But he makes an incredible play. You know, shades of him looking like the safety at Cornell.
Yeah.
Backpedals on the ball, breaks on the out route, jumps the route. Like he had, and he's having a really good season, right? 55 pressures, 24 quarterback hits, 6.5 sacks. He's got 3 interceptions, which is wild. Right? And he's a guy who's only in his second year. So, but I think if there's the biggest thing to take away from that game, Joe, nobody in the defensive backfield can get hurt because you
Keely
want
Ringo was it was like an instant mental flashback of Nate
toast.
Jerry. Nate Jerry. They put it online too, but you Nate Jerry when they played the Bengals, and he was just a fish out of water, deer in headlights. Had no idea go up, to go back, to go sideways, go backwards. It's like, dude, time and space, and you have to know where you are in the field. You got to know
Yeah.
what's going on. It's like I wanted to like pull all of my hair out when I saw that. It's like, dude, you're the only guy between him
Him?
and the end zone, and
Yeah.
you turn around and run toward a receiver who's already being covered.
Joe, I think Keely had a Josh Johnson anytime touchdown. Might have had that in the parlay because that's about the only. It's about the only reason I can think
Dude,
that.
and then
Like,
and then the icing on the cake with that whole situation was he was like, he laughed it off. Laughed it off on, I guess it was I think it was Instagram after the game.
it's Ref Rich.
He thought, "Oh, damn, I better behave."
I'm your resident rules expert, so don't
Ah.
worry about it.
Hey, are you
Well, Rich,
are you
is there
calling
something?
the
Go ahead.
are you repping the game Sunday?
They asked me to do it, but I said I'd rather be OC for the Eagles, and we couldn't work out a contract. So here,
Gotcha.
here I am, boys. Here I am.
Gotcha. Is there, Rich? Is there officially? Is there something against when it's between you and the quarterback tackling the guy? Is that against the rules?
What is there like something against the quarterback?
No. Is there something against tackling the quarterback when it's
No.
between when it's
Keely
between
Ringo.
you and the
Oh,
goal
oh.
line is
The
between you and
Keely
the quarterback?
Ringo
All right.
phenomenon.
So here's what Keely Ringo was thinking. Keely Ringo was like, Josh Johnson's 39. If I hit him, he's probably going to be crippled. So I'm going to turn around and double cover a guy and just let Josh Johnson do what he wants. That's
I,
pretty. I mean, I don't even think Keely Ringo has a brain, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't thinking. But I love the fact on that play, you see Keely Ringo stare at him and then just completely turn around. Like
Rich,
that was insane. It was
I'm just convinced.
hilarious.
I'm convinced that Keely had a Josh Johnson anytime in the parlay.
I mean, that's probably the only way he's going to be able to make money in the future because he's absolutely dog shit. And I am going to be the first person to say this. I don't know if it was already said. Adoree Jackson, I am so sorry for saying Jacorian Bennett should have your job because my fucking God, they stink.
Oh my god.
They are so bad. Like, I get the rook, like the rookie corner we have.
McWilliams.
Yeah,
McMillan.
McWilliams. I get that. He's a rookie. But Jacorian Bennett, the only thing he did was hold and tackle the wide receiver if they were anywhere in his vicinity. And Keely Ringo, 3 years ago, when he first came in as a rookie, he looked good. Now he just looks completely lost.
Completely
Like he
lost.
Yeah.
forgot how to play corner. And
He's a goner.
yeah, there's no
So-
hope. Like we need to make sure our three guys stay healthy these playoffs because if not, it's going to be awful. They
Yeah.
might have to move like N'Kobe Dean to the slot and Coop to the outside if something happens.
Yeah. That's it. That to me, Rich, I was just saying that is one of the biggest takeaways for me is like these guys in defensive backfield cannot get injured.
Nope.
No,
And
but
like
like
if it's one of the corners, then Coop has to slide out and play
Yeah.
corner because like you can't have the game plan for the Commanders essentially just became run down as far as you can. I'm going to throw it up because they're going to be a PI. Like there were 6 PIs in
yeah,
that game, and it was
and
just
there could
like
have been like two more.
oh,
That
very
was
much so.
that was the crazy part. And I don't know how much you guys touched on the game. Sorry for being late. There was fourth to fifth grade girls basketball that needed reffing.
Technical.
So I had to be there. Oh, dude,
Technical.
you should have seen me the last game. I was just like staring at the parents. I was just dumbfounded. It was terrible. But like watching that Washington game, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't care if we win or lose. But then all of a sudden I'm watching the Bears game and now I'm scoreboard watching and I'm like,
Yeah.
why the fuck aren't you throwing in your starters for this last? You need points.
For the draft,
Throw
yeah.
them. Throw
Even
them
at the end
in.
of the game.
But
Tank Bigsby.
holy shit, he didn't touch. They pulled a Derrick Henry with him. He didn't touch the ball the whole
Crazy.
fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Well, he was doing well, so they figured, we're
Yeah.
trying to throw him off.
I think that game was enough for Howie and Jeffy to be like, regardless, win or lose, Patullo's gone. because Patullo couldn't even call a good game on offense for his backups
against
against
Washington.
Washington. It was atrocious. It was the same
So bad.
bullshit routes. And it's so funny because when Jalen Hurts is back there, it's, oh, Hurts can't find anybody open. Oh my God. Oh, these guys are, what is this? And it's like, then you actually watch it with somebody else under helm and you're like, fuck, this offense is terrible. Like,
So
this offense is the same stupid bullshit we've been watching all year that hasn't
Third
been
and fourth
fixed.
and one.
yeah,
Fourth
and
and
now
one, third and fourth and one,
Third
you
and one,
throw
fourth and one.
twice. You throw twice.
well, the fact that
Make it
again,
make sense.
Joe and I were talking about it just before you hopped on, but like the fact that you've got anytime you got a backup quarterback,
Yeah.
you always rely on the run game. Like that's
They
game
abandoned it.
planning 101. And the fact that you, with a backup offensive line, with guys that were on the practice squad, that you
Yep.
decided it was a good idea to drop back 40 plus times, like what
And
what is happening now?
the big takeaway from offense I liked is Tank Bigsby is your RB2 next year.
Oh,
Oh,
no
1000%.
doubt.
And
absolutely.
Darius Cooper is a solid number 3. Jahan
Yeah.
Dotson's fucking
He's-
terrible.
He's
John
well,
Dotson's fucking awful.
They're not
Yeah.
bringing him back. They already said that
His
they're not picking
contract's
up
up,
his
so
up.
he'll be gone,
Well,
and he'll
thank
probably
God,
slide in.
because
Yeah,
you can't. Yeah, you're not keeping him another year. The ball that went through his hands, his routes were just terrible. I couldn't get open against Washington. I'm like, yo,
Uh-huh.
this is. But Darius Cooper looked good. Like,
Yep.
I'm happy with that. Like, we have a
Yeah.
number 3. We don't have to go out there and find somebody, which is nice. But
For sure.
man, if this is the offense that they're calling against San Fran, and we're
We're
not
gonna
going to
be
go across the
sweating
middle,
bullets.
we're gonna be sitting there, just aggravated the whole time.
Yeah, and
Aggravated.
listen, and we can just jump right into the 49er stuff because they're a little bit they're a lot beat up on defense. We have a nonsensical, non-functioning offense.
Yeah.
But it's almost like strength on strength with with our defense and their offense,
Yeah.
and weakness on weakness with our offense and their defense. I think it's going to be whichever one of those weaker groups can outperform the other. And not to say that any one is going to be like lighting the scoreboard up, but like it's so maddening because like we can sit here and kind of like say like, yeah, they're weak. They just lost another linebacker. You have an opportunity. You got to how many times do I say establish the run?
They
Run
lost
the
2
play action.
linebackers.
Yeah,
They lost
like
2 linebackers.
they
They have
lost
Michael
down to-
Kendricks.
They're like
Is-
practice squad guys now.
and they just signed Kaiser White
Yeah.
for this
Who's been
week.
sitting the entire season.
He was on the Titans practice squad.
Yeah.
So that is the hard part, right? Because we can sit here and logically say like, yeah, this is what you have to do, but the frustrating thing is going to be sitting down on Sunday going, why are there such obvious passing downs that they're running the ball? Why are there such obvious run times where they're passing the ball? Like that's my biggest fear, and this is what we talked about. Not fearful of can they beat other teams, but how and when is it going to show that they're just going to beat themselves?
Yeah. Jalen Hurts had like a great quote that somebody asked him about like the inefficiency of the running game, why they're not running the ball. And it was more or less the lines him just throwing Patullo under the bus and saying, we all pretty much don't agree with it, but we're making the best of the situation, but we really don't know what it is. And it's just all comes down to Patullo. I mean, Patullo coming out in that press conference 2 weeks ago saying, well, sometimes we run it just to run. Like, that's enough. Like,
you
that's
can't
enough.
say that. You
That's
can't
enough
say
for
that out loud.
you honestly, that's something that you think in your head,
It
but yeah,
doesn't
you
fall out
definitely
of your
don't
mouth.
let that transpire. But
No.
how can you sit there being Howie Roseman and being like, at that point, I'm the GM, I'm going down to the head coach and saying, you either take the play calling duties away from him, or we're just going to move him like out of the stadium for games because that's also on Nick though. That's also
Right.
on Nick being
Because
the
that-
smartest
Yeah,
man in the
and-
room and
Guy.
saying I have full confidence in KP. It's what have you seen all season to feel like he's a competent coordinator, and where's your confidence come from? Hitch routes? Shut the
He's-
fuck up, Nick.
Yeah.
He's
and that's
trying to save face.
as the CEO coach,
Yeah,
right? He's the CEO. He's the guy that's supposed to oversee everything.
He's not good at it.
How are you overseeing everything and then letting this continue to be week after week? And I think now that you're seeing some of the offensively minded names that are now out there and now available, Stefanski, Mike McDonald, who else am I? I'm thinking the
Jonathan Gannon, bro.
Gannon, Dable, Brian Dable's out there.
Yeah,
but like there are a lot of guys
there's
out
a ton
there
of guys.
that are there are going to be options available now. A lot of those guys are going to. Kingsbury, the other guy,
but he's going to go to the Chiefs because I think Mahomes wants him.
Hey,
yeah, that was because that was his college coach, right?
Yeah.
The only saving grace in all of this is the defense.
Yeah.
This is the defense that we have dreamed about since that late 90s Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Seth Joyner defense. These guys just get after the ball, and when you look at them, even over the course of the last 2 seasons, right, they're allowing under 18 points a game.
Yep.
They have a defensive efficiency of 68, right? They're first in net yards.
Yep.
At 5.7. They're second in opponents' yards and second in yards per game. Like they're monsters. They're young, they're athletic. Howie Roseman built an insanely prolific defense while also simultaneously building the structure of what could be an incredibly prolific offense. It's
that's
sick.
The fucking crazy part is you could have the number 1 ranked offense and the number 1 ranked defense, but due to coaching, you have a bottom 5 offense. It's insane. I mean, it's insanity looking at that.
You've got an offense that's in the same conversation with the Browns and the Saints and the Jets.
Yeah.
When I play with the Eagles on Madden, I put up 35 a game. I put up 35 a game.
The problem is,
I think I'm good at play calling.
Not for nothing, but I played the other day when they were right before they were about to play the Commanders, and I won by 137. So I'm still learning. It's on easy mode, but like I had like 47 sacks in one game.
This team's ridiculous. Go ahead, Joe.
The thing about this offense, and I think you guys will totally agree with me on this, Kevin Patullo's best will never be as good as somebody who knows what they're doing is worst.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like a McDaniel, like a Stefanski, like a Brian Dable. Some of these guys that have walked it and have done it and had success. I get it. Like Jalen, okay, rinse and repeat with the coordinators for Jalen over his career. But you got to give the guy a chance. You have to bring in a guy that has had some sort of success with what he's doing, and you got to bring in a guy who, and the stipulations in that contract has to be, dude, you got to stay here at least. You got to stay here more than 1 season.
Yeah,
you've got to stay for 2 years, or you've got to stay for 3 years. Like, you don't want to get into like a head coaching job for a while, or somebody who's, I don't know, maybe somebody who's a little bit older. Like, there's got to be some consistency and continuity on that side of the ball for multiple years, because it's a lot. It's a lot on Jalen. It's a lot on all of these guys to have that offensive revolving door.
Yeah, but Joe, here's the problem: is that if you bring in a guy and you get this offense and you maximize the players to their best ability,
then people are gonna come calling. Yep.
Unless you find a Vic Fangio equivalent,
I know,
right? A guy who is committed to his last stop. Like, if you get McDonald or Kingsbury or Stefanski or any of
these guys are going to be getting head coaching jobs.
They're going to head coach.
If they come in, right? If Mike McDonald comes in and he doesn't like what's left as far as the coaching options, and is like, I'm just going to take a coordinator, do it for a year, and then jump
And
back
then
in that
jump
door,
out. Yep.
Yeah.
right? If he comes in and maximizes the play calling, and this team is winning the division again, and they're in the playoffs again, and
Right.
they're on another Super Bowl run again, well, he's gone. Like
He's gone.
he's
But
gone.
then
So but that is the role of
I
the
know
CEO coach
it's
to be
unfortunate.
able to have that next option. That's your job, is to make
Right.
sure that you got someone that can pick up right where they left off. And the biggest loss this offseason was losing Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore was huge,
Yeah.
massive. Yeah. Whoever it is, um, and if that were to happen, like you're saying, like if they were to jump after a year, then and the offense was running like it was supposed to, and you're winning games, and everybody's on the same page, and the offense is makes a huge jump, then you
Sure.
have to make sure that you bring in a guy
Yeah.
that does the same things. So you're not coming in and starting and then changing everything around and then starting all over again. But you can't. Howie and Jeff have to step in. I mean, KP. I mean, he's got to be coaching for his job. These playoffs, he has to be coaching for his job, and you hope that um, Roseman and or Lurie step in and say, "Look, Nick, like I know that's your guy, but this isn't working out." They've
Yeah.
got to, go around him, which they do that, and they've done it in the past. But that has to be the mindset after the season. If this offense, if they flame out after a game, or if they just still don't look right, which they still don't. I mean, they saw Wednesday Washington game. It was, it was backups, but it was the same shit. One good half. That's it's going to be better. It will be better once you
Yeah.
get the right guy in place.
You will
Sure.
also hear a lot of guys probably at the end of the season if things don't go our way, and we do have an exit in the early rounds or whatever the late stage playoffs. A lot of the offensive guys are probably going to be like, "Yo, he stays or I go. Like I request a trade because I'm not being maximized."
Right.
And at that point, you
AJ Brown.
really can't fault them. Like I'm a very big proponent of if we're going to see the same thing next year and they say, hey, KP's job safe, you know what? If I'm AJ
They're going to be
Brown,
like,
even if I'm Devontae Smith, even if I don't give a fuck, I'm Saquon, I go, yo, I don't like how I'm being utilized. I think I want out. And I don't blame them. Like, I really
yep,
don't. You don't want to be on a team where you basically are rendered useless. Um,
Yeah.
it's crazy. We have 2,000-yard pass catchers and 1,000-yard rusher, and
rusher.
they all felt like they were useless. They all felt like they didn't contribute anything to the team because the offense looked terrible. That is
Which
mind
is some
blowing.
of the wildest crap. Like
He
to
really
like
fucked them up. Like
yeah,
he fucked them up mentally to the point where they're like, I don't even feel like I'm good anymore. Like,
They
how am I
yeah,
helping this team win? And it's like, it's not you guys, man. Like you're doing what you can, but
it's not you, it's me.
yeah, when your star players are questioning their own abilities and like, I don't
It's
understand what
great.
happened to me. When Saquon's in there, like, I need to be better. I don't know what happened to me. Like,
yeah.
I just don't get
What
it.
like
Well,
what?
Saquon, when it's 3rd and 5, and he goes run into the back, you're gonna run right into the back of the center. How can you be successful? And
Yeah.
Right.
that's the same bullshit we've been talking all year. Is you're not setting your players up for success. We're lucky that the playoffs is so weak because a lot of these teams in it should not be in it. But the
Yeah.
NFL had terrible play all season. It
Yeah.
hasn't been one of those years where the Giants remain the Giants. What I mean Giants, like the immortal, the untouchable teams have
Right.
been untouchable. It's been a very up and down league, and it's a lot of bad
Sure.
quarterback play. It's a lot of bad coaches. It's
Hmm.
been
Yeah.
just crazy games, and you're seeing a lot of talent just suffer.
Wasted.
It's just a lot
Yeah.
of wasted talent on the offensive side of the ball for the Eagles this year, and you need to make a move regardless. Um, to get these players motivated and to run an offense that plays to their strengths.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. So speak like when we talk about the 49ers on offense, right, what you're going to see a ton of motion. You're going to see a ton of, creativity. You're going to see a lot of manipulating the formations to try to get guys in space.
Yeah.
They're going to get Ricky Pearsall back, right? They're going to have Kittle,
Fucking
right?
cares.
But they'll probably get, like, Trent Williams has the hamstring injury.
I think they're both in doubt. I think they're both doubt. Well, I don't know. I mean,
Pearsall, I think, was sidelined because he re-aggravated his PCL injury.
Yeah.
And
we'll
to
see.
be,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
what, Thursday? So
and Trent Williams, they said may not go.
Hamstring, yeah.
Hamstring. And even if he does go, he's not going to be 100%.
What's he
He's
gonna
get
right? What are
fucking
these
bullied.
guys gonna be if they are out there?
For sure.
But
The Seahawks showed you the recipe. The Seahawks showed you the
absolutely.
recipe. If you stop Christian
they
McCaffrey,
just strangled them.
yeah, you smother Christian McCaffrey, and you have Zach Bond who can play him in coverage. You have Nakobe Dean who can play him at coverage.
Dean and Campbell.
So,
I mean, these guys can keep up with all these guys.
You hit McCaffrey and you hit Brock Purdy early because Brock
Purdy's banged up. He hurt his hand at the end of the game there. I mean,
and he's been terrible with just throwing picks at the worst fucking times. Seattle's not a good team. Seattle's offense looks atrocious outside of JSN because Sam Darnold stinks. But they gave you the recipe to beat the 49ers. Hit Brock Purdy, stop Christian McCaffrey. They can't do anything else.
Yep. And you have a defense that can.
That
you
can
have
do
a
that.
defense that
That's
is 2 times better than Seattle's.
aggressive. Right.
So the conversation then becomes, you have to maximize the lack of talent that is on the 49ers defense.
Yeah.
And really attack them. They are like last in the league. I think they were last in the league in sacks. I think they had 20
sacks.
20 sacks total for the entire season. So
outrageous.
they're not a group. Like, you ready for this?
Bryce Huff.
Yeah,
their best pass rusher is Bryce Huff.
Bryce Huff.
What's
their guy who their best.
Oh.
Their best pass rusher, right? Like they don't have guys that get pressure. They don't have guys that will attack, right? You're gonna be dealing with a depleted linebacking core. Their back
practice
seven
squad guys.
Right. Their back seven are guys that will give up big plays.
Yeah.
There's no excuses this week.
No,
absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. Hands down, no excuses this week. I mean,
the way that you attack this defense
over the middle.
Right over the middle.
Right over the middle.
You attack their linebackers.
But
Kevin, you listening?
No, he's not, because he's not smart enough to listen to our podcast.
You got to be, and I think the way that you maximize that, what you're talking about, is be under center. And I think is now you have to open up the section of the playbook that includes dedicated runs for Hurts.
Absolutely.
That has to be part of, because him being effective in that run game opens up so much for everybody else. And you saw that in that playoff run. You saw that against Green Bay. You saw it against the Rams. You saw it, against the Commanders. And he really didn't need to do it in the Super Bowl, but you saw him do it when he needed to.
Yeah.
Backbreakers. Again, those are backbreaking plays.
Right. Those 3rd and 8s that turn into, that are a 12-yard gain, that turn into a first down, that flip the field.
Yeah.
Those are, and this defense, and here's my other thing. If you can't do it against this defense, then it was not meant to be.
It was not meant to be.
Because, and when you think about the path now, I didn't love how they handled that situation, but the path that has revealed itself now, you're going to play home this week.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see, and we'll talk about the other games in a minute, but like the odds are you're probably going to see the Rams Seahawks matchup in Seattle. I think that there's an legit opportunity for the Rams to take care of Seattle at home.
Well, why are you looking past Carolina?
Right.
No, I'm being dead ass. Why are you looking past Carolina?
I don't think that Carolina has.
They learned their lesson from the first time.
Yeah, I don't think that they have the defensive weapons to be able to match up
Okay.
with the guys that they got. Like when they line up, because you're going to get Devontae Adams back, you're
He's
going to get
back, right?
Puka Nacua back,
Yeah.
right? You're going to have Kyron Williams. Where Carolina had glimpses of looking really good,
Yeah.
but not enough consistency to be able to hang with them in a big game. And if I've got to trust Matthew Stafford, who's taken
Yeah.
teams and won Super Bowls, and I look at Bryce Young, and I also look at the offensive weapons in Carolina. They don't necessarily have the guys to be able to get it done, I don't think, in a big game. Now listen, I could sit here and eat my words, but like
I have Carolina by 3. 27-24 Carolina.
Wow. Upset special.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, for some reason the Rams are giving me especially after their past 2 games, where they're like squeaking out victories and had a loss. Especially against the
Atlanta.
Falcons, because I think the Falcons are absolutely atrocious. I think Carolina pulls that off.
Wow.
Wow.
You gonna put a
I
couple
mean,
bucks on that?
Rich,
Rich?
I'm
I
gonna
think
put some money on it on
You
something.
gonna put it? You gonna put a
I
couple
think
G's on it?
No, I'm gonna put
if
$5 on it, Jeff. It's as much as
Rich,
I can afford to lose.
if that happens, I would be absolutely shocked.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't think any of these teams are truly safe, and including the Eagles, because we just know what our offense
Yeah, for
is
sure.
capable of. But
Every team in this playoff race has a huge hole.
when Carolina needs to play big, for some reason they answer the call. And if not, they keep it close. Like Carolina is one of those teams that for some reason they just rally at random times. Like when they're supposed to win, they get the fucking doors blown off them.
Right.
It makes me laugh because it's like, what the fuck? But to be completely honest with you, that game against Tampa Bay was a fucking fix. We knew that. I knew that Carolina was going to lose that because they needed the Falcons to do what the Falcons did to get them the win and fuck Tampa Bay. But
Yeah.
there were some really egregious calls that would have definitely changed the course of that game for Carolina, but it played out like I said it was. I just think Carolina has like a little bit of a chip, and they're going to be like, nobody expects us to win. Let's go out there and play the best fucking game of our lives and see what happens. And
Yeah.
I think Matthew Stafford folds. I think Matthew Stafford
There's
has one of
a
those games where he folds.
Wow.
wow.
What's the line on that?
Don, I'll have to tell you. I can't look some on my
Pretty
phone.
high, I think.
Give me 1 second as I'll pull it up on the phone. But like, what I don't know, Rich. This is the thing. I could see like the way that you are playing out. I could see that playing out that way.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me at all.
There's just so many teams that I look at, like Seattle. They'll be one and done. Seattle's going to be out. The Bears are going to be out. Eagles, if they don't play well, are going to be out. The Bills are going to make it in the AFC. I think Denver.
See, I don't.
Denver gets trounced. Seattle's going to be. Yeah, I think Denver gets trounced. I think you see their offensive collapse because their offense really hasn't been good this year. Bo Nix is like shined at sometimes, but he's just looked terrible. And I think Jacksonville also showed you how you can beat them. And Jacksonville is a tough team. I just don't know how Trevor Lawrence is going to perform. And let's be real, Houston's fucking atrocious. Like Houston's defense is the truth, but their offense is worse than ours.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Houston, Rich. Houston reminds me a lot of Philly, right?
Yeah.
Defense is lights out. Is good enough to carry you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Kicking and screaming because your offense just not their offense looks poor because they don't necessarily have the offensive weapons that the Eagles
They have
have.
no line and no running backs, and Nico Collins. That's it.
Yeah. So the line on that Panthers Rams game is 10.5.
Wow.
I think you're gonna.
And that's you. That's a huge line for a
Yeah.
And
road team.
it's in Carolina, right?
It's in Carolina
Yeah.
because they're the division winner. But I don't know, man. It's like it's hard to say. Like I'm gonna just
What
rely
time?
on
What
the
time's the
fact.
game?
So that Rams Panthers game is 4:30 on Saturday.
Okay.
And then you've got the Green Bay Chicago game that's on Prime at 8.
Yeah, that's so fucking stupid.
So that Chicago game, Chicago's another team, is totally vulnerable, right? You saw them essentially turtle up and fold in a game at home that they had to have against the Lions. Like you see, I don't know. I see Chicago as a team that's like they were good, but not ready to
They're
like make
beatable.
that jump.
Yeah, they're frauds.
very very beatable.
Very beatable.
Again, even at home, and they're going to play a division team
Yep.
that's already seen them twice. So again, it wouldn't surprise me, but I think like the way that they can play, I don't know. I think the path is there, Rich. That like they could play three. There's a way that the scenario could play out where they could play 3 home games.
Yeah.
So like,
Right.
I think. What are your thoughts about the Chicago Green Bay game?
I think Green Bay wins. I don't think Chicago's a good team. And I think Ben Johnson's actually losing it, which is crazy to say. Especially after his comments about people just sitting and, Matt LaFleur is a fucking boob. And Ben Johnson is a hell of an offensive coordinator, but the Bears defense is not good. And if you stop the Bears running game, then you're forcing Caleb Williams to pass. Caleb Williams is still not a good passer. Yeah, he's shown glimpses this year, but when you have to count on Caleb Williams to pass the ball, it doesn't really end well for the Bears. And you saw that against a bad Detroit Lions defense, a
Sure.
banged up secondary who had nobody, and Caleb Williams
And they
couldn't
still
do
lost.
dick.
Yeah.
And that's a huge game because that is a game that you expect Chicago to win. And Chicago should have won handedly. I think that's a tale of
Yeah.
things to come that they can't win a big game because Caleb Williams cannot win a big game. Green Bay, they're hurt. No Micah, that kills them. But that defense is still pretty darn good. And, their offense shows glimpses. It shows glimmer. I think, Josh Jacobs, if he comes back and he's healthy, that dude's going to give, the Bears a fucking problem. But then they also have a lot of deep weapons, and I don't know if the corners can keep up with Christian Watson if he's playing and some of these other guys. Jordan Love versus, Caleb Williams, I don't like either of them, but if it's a coin flip, the coin's falling in the favor of Green Bay. I don't think there's an advantage that Chicago has over Green Bay in any, like, literally any category. I think they are evenly split. It's just Green Bay hasn't been good because Matt LaFleur sucks. Jordan Love, in and out, no consistency from him. But
Yeah.
what's the Bears' excuse? Roma Dunze was hurt. Luther Burden was hurt. You still turned DJ Moore, who was a top 10, top 12 wide receiver last year, into a fucking nobody, which is kind of crazy. You have Manungai and DeAndre Swift, cool, but that defense is not that good.
Yeah.
I think you look at CJ GJ. Oh yeah, you get a playoff contending team in there, but he hasn't been fucking good for them. Their safeties haven't been good. Their corners haven't been good. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
There's a lot of holes, right? And then you
There'll be
got
a lot of upsets.
the early matchup on Sunday, Buffalo and Jacksonville.
That's
in
going to
Jacksonville.
That should have been the AFC Championship. It's unfortunate that it's playing the first week.
Yeah, I mean, you're
That's
talking
a tough game.
I don't know, right? Like Josh Allen is the best quarterback in this field of quarterbacks, but he's also on a team with James Cook and nobody.
Yeah.
And we've seen them struggle offensively. We've seen them have issues trying to score. And you're talking about a Jacksonville team that has lost one game since the bye. They're 9-1.
And their defense is fucking scary.
Defense is really good.
Playing
Their
really
defense
well,
is scary.
right? You got you got pressure coming off the edges, right? You got them flying around the ball. Who's the wide receiver they picked up? Jacoby
Kobe
Myers,
Myers, yeah.
Yeah.
right? He's been super effective. Trevor Lawrence is playing better than the back of his baseball card.
Parker Washington came out of nowhere to be
Stepping
their
up.
number one option. Like,
Yep,
but you know what the funny thing is? That's the Shane Waldron effect. If you look
true.
wherever Shane Waldron goes, you'll see typically the star wide receiver on that team is absolute dog shit. Like he was the offensive coordinator and the passing game coordinator last year for Seattle,
Mm.
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
JSN was not nearly as good as he was.
For
It's
sure.
crazy that how much. And this is another thing. It's coaching, right?
Yeah.
This is where you unlock potential. JSN for the past 3 years has done nothing, and then all of a sudden,
Best in the
well,
league.
best in the league. It's
Yeah.
not a coincidence. It's when you put your players in position to be successful. This is what you get. The kid's a
Yeah.
fucking stud, and then in return, Shane Waldron turns Brian Thomas Jr. into the number 4 receiving option after he
It's true.
was like a top 5 wide receiver last year.
Last year. Yeah.
It's
It's
fucking
wild.
crazy.
It's
It's
so
coaching.
wild. Yeah. But I gotta be honest. I think like in that matchup, like I like Jacksonville at home. Like there's a lot
Yeah.
there's a lot to like about them, being able to get it done and move on. Because there's just something about the Buffalo team that I don't trust.
Jacksonville by 9.
By
Wow.
9.
Yep.
Okay.
There's too many ups and downs with that
For sure.
Bills team. I mean, they're 21-0 down to New England. They come back and win that game,
That's because
Yeah.
New England's defense
which
is
was
fucking
a
terrible.
crazy game, and we couldn't
Yep.
believe all that. But then they played the Philadelphia Eagles, and they scored 12 points in their
Yeah.
building. So they're such a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Josh Allen will make a play to win you the game. Josh Allen will make a play to lose you the game. So
For sure.
they just
you-
don't have enough balance. I mean, the run game, yeah, you stop the run game and then you make them one dimensional. That's the problem. It's
For sure.
and Josh Allen's not going to run all over them. The
No.
Jags defense is too good.
They're
And
young,
it's
they're
crazy
quick.
to say. It's crazy to see how much they've ascended over even since just last
For
season,
sure.
offensively and defensively. So,
And
that's a
Liam
terrible
Cohen
draw for the
unlocked
Bills.
Trevor
Terrible
Lawrence.
draw for the Bills, but they did that to themselves. So,
1,000%. What's up, Chris?
and
Frauds.
the
Frauds.
but Rich, I would argue with you that the Chargers also fit in the fraud category.
The
So-
Chargers.
Justin Herbert's a Hall of Famer.
Well, here, to be completely honest with you, my take on the Chargers, if the Chargers didn't lose their 2 best offensive linemen, it would be a different story. But losing Joe
very.
Wall and I forget the other guy, Rashawn Slater, I believe it
Yeah,
was.
huge.
Yeah.
Losing
Yeah.
losing your left and I think it's your left tackle and your right tackle. I mean, that's just going to
Yeah.
kill you. Your 2 best offensive linemen are out. You were a run heavy team, and now all of a sudden you're a pass heavy team. But Justin
Yeah.
Herbert's got a broken left hand. Like, it's not healing properly with all the hits
Because
that
you're
he's
playing
taking.
every week, right?
Like
Right.
it doesn't heal that way. Not
Yeah.
that like hands or anything I know. I don't know. I just do occupational therapy, but hands don't heal like that, especially when they're
Right.
constantly getting hit. It's going to be the Chargers are going to be out. I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean they're coming east. I like you're talking about Drake May in the MVP conversation. He's playing really well.
He's playing really well, but you play. It's him and fucking. It's them and San Fran. They both played last place schedules. Like New England.
Yeah.
New England played nobody, and when they did, they have as many wins against 500 teams as the Giants.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and the Giants are fucking terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I as much as I want to talk good about New England, there's nothing good to talk about. Like Drake May, oh my God, he's playing out of his mind. You can only play the guys on your schedule, but he was not impressive in that Buffalo game.
Yeah. For sure.
And what's going to happen when Stephon Diggs, who that fucking moron, You have a 33-year-old wide receiver one who's probably going to get blanketed by whoever the fuck the Chargers throw out there. That game
Yeah.
is like battle of the losers, like two teams who are completely overrated, but one of them has to win. Right, that's what it means.
It's wide open. It's a wide open league this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is Lucas. We
I
got
mean, who can you rely on in the AFC when you think of the AFC? Who are your go-to quarterbacks?
for me,
Yeah, right now in the playoffs.
Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence.
yeah.
Wow, Trevor Lawrence. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, listen, Joe,
Yeah.
like it's hard to argue with his performance.
Yep.
Rich, I know you're checking up on the U. The U's about to they're about to check into that
Let's
to the
go. Sorry.
they're
Does
checking
anybody
in
know
on
where
that
Michael Irvin
on
is?
that natty. It's but Joe, you're right. And you know, and just to check in on this question, right? Do we give credits to Hurts for performances as he does with a new offensive coordinator every year?
Yeah.
That's my boy.
It's
Yeah.
it's not helping him.
That's
That's
my
my
boy.
that's my son.
My bifocals on. Oh, it's my boy there. It's my boy. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
that's
crazy.
my kid.
That's my kid.
That's your
I know
kid.
him. I know that guy. Yeah, I
I
mean,
just zoomed in with my half open eyes, and I'm like, wait, I know who that is.
that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
crazy part is we do and we understand like how hard that
Lucas, do your
is.
homework.
Yeah. It's just it would be nice for some continuity and to not have it happen every year and not have
Yeah.
boobs every year. Like
Yeah.
idiot after idiot after it's idiot, Kellen Moore, idiot. Like I'm fucking
Yeah.
over it. I'm
This
fucking
guy,
over it, man.
this guy takes the. Who's
Yeah.
worse,
It's
Brian
I
Johnson
mean
or Kevin Patullo?
Kevin
I mean
Patullo is
Yeah,
worse than Brian Johnson.
yeah.
At
It's
least we use screenplays with Brian Johnson.
I mean, it's the kind of thing where, like, unless you get a Vic Fangio equivalent, right? Like, unless you get like you want to coerce Jim Caldwell out of retirement, right? Like, he's not
Frank
going
Reich,
anywhere,
Yeah.
right? But like,
Doug P.
yeah, I mean, Frank
Yeah.
Reich's a guy I would consider, right? He's a guy at least that is a guy that could be a voice in the room to kind of check Sirianni because it's a guy that Sirianni respects. But like, I would argue with you that you need to do the equivalent of bringing Kellen Moore in, somebody outside the organization that's going to bring new
Oh,
ideas.
absolutely.
That's not going to be
Yeah.
static. But I mean, despite all of that, right? Hertz is when the lights are bright.
He shines
is
like a star.
is when he shines, and I look at
Is that what y'all wanted to see?
right when you look at his performances in the playoffs, right outside of those two games in Tampa, to me are so much of an outlier because that was the first ever playoff game he plays, and
Yeah.
you know Todd Bowles just manhandled him into
That
every situation.
That Tampa Bay game?
Right. But then they also play Tampa at the end of that season in 23, or was it 23? When it turned into like an absolute
When they
dumpster
got
fire.
blasted? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go down there, and that was, they're going in there getting what? They're losing what, 8 and 9, 9 to 10. Like it was a disaster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't hold that.
But
That was
outside of those two games,
team sucked.
he shines when the lights are brightest. Would you bring in Dougie P?
Yes. I'll bring in
Dougie P is-
Dougie. I'll bring in Dougie C. I'll bring in Teach Me How to Dougie.
You're bringing in my brother.
Yeah, I'm bringing in your Duggar. I'm your
Lucas-
brother, Kyle Duggar.
Lucas,
I'll bring
I
in
just
Kyle
said
Duggar.
that.
I'm
You
bringing
can't say
anybody.
that. Come on, Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bringing anybody, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then the biggest atrocity in all of this is that there's a Monday night playoff game. Houston and Pittsburgh.
That's
Pittsburgh.
That's rough.
Right?
I would have did
They're going to
Buffalo,
play this game.
Jacksonville.
They're playing this game after Aaron Rodgers' bedtime.
It's right. No,
like,
he'll have plenty of time in the dark room before that, so he'll be okay.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where I look at this and I go like,
Why?
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Why?
Like, why are we making this complicated? Like,
Right.
and now they're going to be a team. Whoever wins that is going to be playing the team on a short week
Mhm.
for what?
For nothing. Yeah. And
That game
it's
was
two
that
teams.
game was crazy. That Raven
Oh,
Steeler game.
the craziest part
just
about that is
rip
the
your heart out.
priest. Do you see the pregame? The priest blesses the field in that end zone.
Yep.
And then that's the side of the field where the ball just instantaneously hooks
Hey
right.
man, he works in mysterious ways.
Well, and the funny thing is, there was a penalty. There was that guy was offsides for the Steelers on the kick.
Oh,
If you
And they
go
missed
back and
it?
watch, yeah,
And he missed it.
yeah, and they missed it, and of course it would have given him another shot. It's just fucking.
That's
I hate Aaron Rodgers, dude. But
brutal.
like, you're really putting Houston and Pittsburgh on Monday night. I'm not watching that. I'll look at the recap in the morning. I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's gonna be a bloodbath.
It'd be
It's such
fucking terrible.
and it's he's
12-9.
He's just a hate the face at this
No,
point.
Houston's gonna steam. I think they're gonna blow him
Yeah.
out.
I hope so.
And I think we can all surmise that, like, is this defense good enough to take us to a Super Bowl? They are.
Yeah.
Will the offense be mediocre enough? Is that's the huge outlying question, which obviously we don't
It's
have.
gonna come down to the run
turnover.
game. It's gonna
Yeah.
come down to health. And we had this conversation before last week, Don,
Yeah.
about it's a close game in the third quarter, or it's a close game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You have to be able to run the ball. You can't throw the ball to run time. You
No.
can't throw the ball to eat the clock. You
Yeah.
have to have you have to have bread and butter run plays that are going to be effective and that are going to work in this game and any game going forward. And
Sure.
if you don't have that, you're playing with fire, and
Yeah.
it doesn't give me a good feeling, you know. If
sure.
it's late in the game and it's not those plays aren't working, it's just it's almost like you're waiting for your demise. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
the defense can only do so much. The defense can only hold up
Yeah.
so long. You know, they're gonna be gassed. They're gonna be tired. They're out there for too many plays
Mhm.
because
Yep.
the offense can't consistently sustain drives and just be crisp and fluid. And it's been that way the whole season. So it's like, can they just get it right now? If
I
you
hope.
could just get it right enough now, you have a shot.
Yep.
All right, fellas. We have before we do final thoughts, we got to do the perfunctory. Is it a win or a loss?
Eagles 24-14. I
That's kind
think
of
we
where I
get
landed.
a defensive touchdown, and that seals the deal.
Whew.
This is like a 21-10. And Rich, I'm
Wow.
right there with you. I think there's a late score that puts it away, but it's not a score from the offense.
Yeah. 8 sacks too. I'm going 8 sacks.
8 sacks. Joe, what do you think?
8 sacks.
16-15 Birds.
Oh, look at you. And you got your boy
Yeah.
checking in 17-14.
Q Quinyon Mitchell pick six.
And
Late
then we missed the extra point.
Late in the fourth quarter.
That's great.
And we missed the extra point and sweat it out.
Fellas,
Late in the fourth quarter.
I got the craziest thing that I saw for final thoughts.
What?
If you had bet $100 in week 1 that the Jets' opponent's quarterback wouldn't throw an interception,
Yeah,
and then reinvested your winnings and made that same bet every week, that $100, do you have any idea what that would turn into?
$79 million.
$5.7 million.
Dang.
If you had just made that $100 bet and then took it all and reinvested it every week and made the same exact bet, that they wouldn't have an interception.
Fuck.
Is that not like that stuff? That stuff blows my mind. And the fact that like they didn't run into an interception.
Yeah. I got a real good one for you too for my final thought, since we're on like
Yep.
crazy stats. All right, so what's the worst team's record this year? There's a bunch of them at like 3 and whatever, right?
Yep.
There's one player in the NFL who only won 2 games. Do you know who that player is?
I do. I'm gonna let Joe try to
There's
figure
a
it out.
player who finished with a worse win-loss record than the lowest opposing teams.
But what, did he switch teams?
Mm-hmm. He was traded.
Good.
Oh,
Before he
God.
was traded, they were 1-7. After he was traded to the team, they finished 1-7. So technically, he only had 2 wins on the season.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
Yep.
How many wins do the Giants have?
3.
That's the most wins that the lowest number of wins.
The lowest is all 3.
It's three. It's 3, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but this player had 2 wins all year.
Before he got traded.
They were 1-7. Didn't have an interception.
Oh, he's the defensive player. I'm drawing a blank, man.
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce
Gardner finished
Gardner.
the year
They went
with 2
1-7.
wins. They won 1-7
Wow,
after
that's
he
right.
was traded.
Because
Yep.
was it the game?
Yeah.
Was it the game that they traded for him, or the next game where Daniel Jones tore his Achilles?
It was like 3 weeks after.
Yeah, and then it was over.
Yeah. So Sauce Gardner technically
2
only
wins.
had 2 wins this season. Isn't
Look
that
at
crazy?
Rich. Rich is right on point with his shit. Who needs Chat GPT when you have Rich
It's a fucking great stat.
or
All right,
Grok
Joe,
or any of these? Google.
Joe, for your final thought, I'm gonna let you answer your boy's question. It's your favorite Eagles team over the years.
Me?
This is your boy's asking. He's putting you on the spot.
Obviously, I think my favorite team of my fandom has to be the first Super Bowl. I mean, there were players and the 90s, the Kelly Greens and the Jerome Browns, but to have a team that actually was able to get over the top, I mean, you can't. That's second to none, man. I mean, we have 2 Super
sure.
Bowls now, but the first Super Bowl for any team in the
Yeah.
league has to be. That's got that. For me, that's number 1 for me. I mean, the Brandon Graham moments and the Nick Foles coming in off backup quarterback and the Philly special and beating Tom Brady, and we never beat New England, and we lost to New England in the Super Bowl in 2004. Just getting that monkey off your back with that team is just, you were actually able to exhale, breathe, and say, you know what? We finally fucking did it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Listen, that's it.
Take that, Booch.
Rich, yeah. Take us home, Rich.
We are drunk on broad. As always, I'm Rich. That's Don, and that's Joe. Thanks for sticking around. But you also fucked around. You found out, or yeah, whatever that is. It's getting late. Fuck San Fran this week, and fuck your fans for trying to have a takeover, because that never ends well. And you want the Ladder 15? That place.
Shout out
sucks.
to Ladder 15.
Yeah, but that place also sucks. So why would
Should
you want
have
to go
gone
there?
to where the Planet Hollywood should have
Yeah,
tried
just
to
go to
take over
Planet Hollywood and get fucking food poisoning, and then get stabbed by a vagrant
Planet
standing on the corner.
Hollywood.
Fucking idiots. Dallas, enjoy the couch. Must
Go
be really
Birds.
nice sitting there. And go Birds. Let's go you. Come on,
Go
do
you.
it for me.
Where's Michael Irvin?
Go Birds.
He's saying go the wrong cane, if you know what I'm saying.
That's the cornstarch.
I swear to God, it's flour.
I've been slept
The
in weeks.
Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
E-A-T-L